All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are going to continue doing division today. I am going to do a problem with 3-digit to review using the idea that we've started with, like the base 10 blocks. We used money, and you obviously don't have all of those supplies with you today, so how can you still have that same idea of using those base 10 blocks, using the money, and in order to figure out the division? I'm going to show you that in this video here. I will have a second video with all the different strategies that we have learned to kind of help you remember. But anyways, so what you do first is you set up a big box and divide it into your hundreds, your tens, and your ones columns. Within this box, you're going to put what your total number is that you're beginning with and what you're getting ready to divide into groups. So within the hundreds, I'm going to write how many hundreds are represented in that total number. And there are 2 hundreds represented. So I'm going to put 2 100s there inside my box. Okay. Then I'm going to move into my tens, and I'm going to place how many tens are represented, and there are 6 tens represented, so I'm going to put those there. Four, 5, and 6. And now move into my ones and write down how many ones I have, which is 4, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now before I move into taking these amounts and dividing them into my 4 groups, I'm going to go ahead and place a line underneath these amounts. And why is that? Because we know that there could be times when we will regroup. We will take something that's left over, cash it in for tens, or take some tens left over, cash them in for ones, in order to divide everything out equally. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my 4 circles so that I can place my amounts inside each of my groups. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is start placing with my hundreds and place them into my groups. Well, I noticed that I only have 2 100s, which means that I can't place a 100 into each of my groups. So that means that I'm going to have to regroup each of those hundreds into tens. So 1 100 means that I'm going to need to put 10 tens over here. And I'm cashing those in. I'm cashing that 100 in for 10 tens so that I can put the 100 into the 4 groups. So right now I've got 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I'm going to have to do the same thing again to my second 100. So add 10 more tens. So altogether I have added 20 tens to my original 6 tens that I had in my total number. Has this changed my number at all? No, it has not. $20 tens is the same thing as having 2 100s. They're the same amount. All I did is cash it in to make it something that I can divide up into my groups. Okay, so now here I go. I'm going to go ahead and place those tens inside. And when I place, I'm going to mark them off on my list. Okay, so I'm going to place a 10, mark it off. Place a 10, mark it off. And I'm going to keep up this process until I run out of tens that can equally go into each of my groups. Because then that means that I will need to regroup again. Cash them in for my next column over, which is ones. Yeah, this is going to take a while, isn't it? because I am trying to click all of this. So, but we do know that math takes time. Math is not a quick process. We need to slow down. We need to think about what we're doing. We need to make sure that we are doing it correctly and that it makes sense. And as I'm doing this, I hope that you're thinking to yourself, I'm watching Mrs. Garrick and I'm making sure that she doesn't make any mistakes. That's also a good part of math, so we use each other. Now, you can't tell me if I make a mistake. So I'm doing my absolute best to make sure that I don't make any mistakes. Okay, so I noticed that I have 2 10s left over. Those cannot go equally into each group, so I am going to make those 10s regroup and come over into the 1s, and I need to have 20 1s represented. Thirteen, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, perfect. Okay, now so I'm going to put those 1s inside as well with the same process that I place and then I cross off. I place and cross off. Place, cross off, place, cross off. Now, why do you think that I'm crossing off as I go? That's right. So that I can keep track of my total number that I began with, and to make sure that I'm placing the actual number inside each. I'm going to double check this real quick. Making sure that I'm placing each of my numbers inside. Okay, so I have 3 here, that's 6, 2 here, that's 8, 2 here, that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, I need to cross one more off. There we go. Okay, keep on going. Keep on going on. Oops, that was weird. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, let me double check here. I've got 4 in this group, 4 here, and 4 here. That's 4, 8, 12, 16. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so I'm back up here again. Okay, I put everything in. So now I'm looking at how many 10s I've got, and I have 6 10s in each group. I also have 6 1s in each group. So if I have 6 10s, that equals out to be 60, and 6 1s is 6. So I add those two amounts together, and I get 66 represented in each of my groups, which means that 66 is my quotient. So 264 divided into 4 groups would give me 66 represented in each.